Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I am Minister Ginger London. Thank you so much for joining me on today. Today, I just wanted to come on briefly to talk to you about a new training program that I'm going to offer as a celebration of Black History Month. And I'm going to do something very special for you. So I just wanted to come on quickly just to do this live stream, just to give you some basic information about it so that you can make an informed decision. You may have seen the post already, but I'm so grateful to God that He allows me or inspires me along with allowing me to be able to bless you, to use my gifts, my talents, my abilities, especially in the area of teaching and training, to make it possible for you to become equipped for the works of ministry and equipped for service, if you will, to others that you are assigned to. And sometimes we miss out or we don't succeed as well as we could because we don't get the necessary training. And for a number of reasons, we don't get the necessary training that we should get to prepare ourselves, equip ourselves, and to position ourselves to really be able to help those that we are assigned to. And so what I want to talk to you about briefly today, the Diamond Coaching Academy, which I'm the owner of, is celebrating Black History Month by doing a very special life coach training, which I'm calling Black People Helping Black People. You know, there's a myth sometimes in our industry or in our culture rather, where we don't help each other as we should, whether that's on the job, whether it's as an entrepreneur, whether it's in everyday life and living. Sometimes we have a tendency to believe that. We perpetuate that. I call it a myth to some degree. Certainly there may be some people, for whatever reason, won't help other Black people who are Black. But overall, if you look at us historically, you know that that's not necessarily true as a people in general. Because if it were true, we would not have made the strides in life that we've made in this culture, in this country. Because in order for us to have accomplished the major things that we now call legacies, have been because Black people came together and they helped one another in families, in business, in marches, in certain issues of life that they were passionate about. We can look at the history of our culture and how we had to exist in this country, and we know that it's not necessarily true overall as a picture of overall picture of Black people, that we don't help each other. So we know that's not necessarily true. So the Diamond Coaching Academy is celebrating Black History Month by offering free life coach training for 3.5 weeks. It says 3 weeks, but it's really 3.5 weeks, from March 12th through April the 1st. This is the full training for personal development or business coach, whatever category you are, area that you want to actually get the certification in. But it is the real training. So it's not watered down. It is a segment of the full training, but it's actual training. So if you've been thinking about this particular area of professional, maybe you want to add it to your career, what you're doing right now, where you're teaching other people to do what you're doing, or maybe you want to add it to ministry, where you can help people move forward in life. Life coaching is a great way to do that. A lot of therapists, psychologists, licensed professional counselors have added life coaching to their profession. Number one, because it's more lucrative than some of the more licensed professions. You know, a licensed professional coach, depending on the number of years they've been in business, may be starting off with or making maybe roughly about 125 to maybe 150 an hour to counsel someone, and as a life coach right out the bat, You know, you can start off at 175, 185 for a 45, 50-minute session. So some of your more skilled and educationally trained professions, coaching psychologists, counseling and psychologists are now adding life coaching to their um, resumes and into their professional services, because at times it is more lucrative and they have more opportunities with life coaching to be able to present their expertise and their skills in a way that is not so easily isolated and controlled, if you will. So we're doing that March the 12th through April the 1st. Again, and so we're going to talk a little bit about it. I want you to really pay attention, see if you find yourself in what we're going to talk about on today, because if this is for you, I want to encourage you, don't miss this opportunity. I did something early on last year when the pandemic first kicked off. I did jumpstart your coaching business. I did a launch. I did an extensive, a 5-day extensive, I believe, and I did a 4-day extensive in coach training, and then we did a virtual graduation, which was absolutely wonderful. So I want to say it's going to be a little bit different, but it's still the coach training, basic coach training. That those two groups were a wonderful group of people. They have now gone on. They have written books. They've started their coaching programs. Some in the area of relationships, some in the area of health and wellness coaching. You've seen some of them doing their virtual exercises stream live through Facebook. So we've had some great success. People, and I'm talking about a 6-day training program. It was intense, but they did it. And when an intensive is like, when they came on with me for 6 days, we met in the morning and we met in the evening. And so they spent a good 6 hours with me per day for about 6 days of training. And even that still was not enough. So this is a basic training that's going to get you started, get you going in this profession, so that you can at least get a taste of it to see whether or not this is something that you really want to do or add to what you're already doing. Or maybe because of this pandemic or because of the times that we're living in, you're having to shift because of employment, and maybe you need an extra income coming in to help take care of you or you and your family. And this is a great way to do it, because you get to monetize your knowledge, monetize your skills, monetize your expertise, right? A lot of people do something a little different. They may do Avon, they may do Mary Kay, they may do paparazzi jewelry, they may do, and all of that's great. All of that is great. But you may have a skill set that can be monetized that people need right now to be able to move forward in life. And so what we're talking about here in celebrating Black History Month is Black people helping Black people. And we're talking about how you can become equipped and trained to help African Americans move forward in life, move forward in their career, move forward in their business. Whatever area of coaching you're going to do, how can you as an African American reach out and help another African American succeed in life by moving forward in life? And so again, that's what this is about. So let's jump into it right quick so that you can see what's all involved, and so that you can make a informed decision. You know, I like to be very open with you, as you know, very honest, very open with you, so that you will know exactly, you know, what's going to take place. And so I always bring it up on the screen for you. So just take a few notes. I'm going to disappear so you can see the screen a little bit more fuller, so that you can be able to actually, there we go. So you can really see the screen and see what's going on. So again, we're talking about Black people helping Black people. This is a free basic life coach training. It's 3.5 weeks. And here's where you learn how to spiritually use your gifts, your talents, and your knowledge to help bring transformation into the lives of African Americans. Right? We have a tendency to sometimes think and believe in our culture that Blacks will not help other Blacks. And again, like I said before, that is true in some areas of our lives and in our culture, but it's not true generally. And so, again, we're doing March 12th through April the 1st for free. It's a great opportunity to dismantle the myth and at times the belief that Blacks won't help other Blacks. This is a great time for you to step forward and say, help, Lord, let me be the change agent. Let me be the motivator. Let me be the encourager to my people so that they can move forward. So I want you to really see if you see yourself in this. Do you feel like you're called to help others? Do you have a special talent or a skill that you know others need and you haven't been using or sharing with others to help them? Sometimes we're sitting on our wealth. Sometimes we're sitting on our gifts, and we don't stir up the gifts within the inside of us so that we can actually be excited about helping others and position ourselves to help others. So do you have a special talent or skill that you know others need and you haven't been using or sharing it with others to help them? Would you like to use your gifts, your talents, your knowledge and abilities to help African Americans move forward in life? So I want you to take a look at this and see if this sounds like you. You love the idea of helping others and would love to make a living with meaningful work, but aren't quite sure how to do it. Right? You're not quite sure how you could take what you have and make it meaningful so that you can help others, or more meaningful because it's meaningful now. You have a natural skill or talent that you know others are willing to pay for. Right? You have it, but for some reason you won't monetize it. You won't step out, and you won't actually use it so that you can get compensated for it. You're afraid to do that for whatever reason, or you just don't know how to monetize it. You don't know how to position it and present it. You have a God-given assignment and passion for a particular topic or subject, right? Yours might be entrepreneurship. Your subject area might be, finding your life's purpose. It might be advancing in your career. It could be overcoming the pain of divorce. It could be relationships. It could be an area where you're actually coaching parents to become better parents, or learning how to parent their kids so their kids can grow up and be successful people. It doesn't matter what the topic is, coaching is on it. You can do it with coaching. So do you have a God-given assignment and passion for a particular topic or subject that you can use actually in coaching? Does this sound like you? Do people say something like this to you? You know you could be totally charging for this. So you're helping other people, and people see the value in what it is that you're doing. And so they're saying to you, you need to get paid for this, right? All coaching, I had some people that trained, one or two people that trained earlier last year that didn't necessarily want to charge for their coaching, because they were adding it to their ministry. Not that you can't charge for it in ministry, but that person didn't want to charge. And that's okay. But when you hear, you know you could totally be charging for this. You know that what you are offering and what you are helping and helping people with is something that has enough value to it that you could actually charge for it. You would love to be the transformation and change agent God uses to move African Americans forward in life successfully. Right? Does that sound like you? Do you have that desire? Some people have a desire to really be the change agent, really be the motivator, really be the transformational person that actually helps a group of people move forward in life. And in this case, because we're celebrating Black History Month, we're talking about African Americans. So is that you? If that's yes, here's where I come in with this special life coach training that I'm going to offer to you. It's 3.5 weeks, March 12th through April 1st, of basic life coach training. So in that, you're going to receive 3.5 weeks of live basic life coach training that will teach you about coaching, the coaching profession, what it takes for you to get started as a diamond transformational coach. The sessions will be 7:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays for 3.5 weeks. Prepare yourself. You're going to spend about 90 minutes with me on Tuesday, 90 minutes with me on Thursday. If you were taking a course, like I took one time at Southern University, a historical Black college here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, when I did a night class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I went from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Or, it was 6 to 9, I believe. Or if I did it one day a week, one night a week. If I did it 2 nights a week, it was from 6 to 7:30. It was an hour and a half for each class. So you're going to need a good 90 minutes with me for twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? You have two ways to register for this free training. You can register one. Number the first way is the basic life coach training, live sessions only, and that's free. Just register for that. The regular cost of that is $497. So when you register for the free basic life coach training, you will create a plan of action to get you started in your own transformation, and you'll get ready to help others in their coaching transformation. We're going to talk about a little bit later what that looks like for you, the coach. How do you get yourself ready? And so the second way is if you register for the basic life coach training with course materials for only $97. And that is normally $697. So when you register for the basic life coach training with course materials, you'll get everything in the basic training, the live sessions, along with you're going to get the training manual. That's 98 pages. You're going to get the worksheets, 20 pages of worksheets, and you're going to get business forms, 8 documents. That's going to help you set your coaching business up, your coaching ministry up. It's going to help you structure it to make sure everything is in place while you're doing it. And if you follow along and engage and participate in this 3.5 weeks training, by the time we get to 3.5 weeks, if you follow it, you'll have your first client. You'll have your first coaching client, if not more, because we teach you how to get started with it right off the bat. And so that's what you get. You'll also get a lifetime access to the Diamond Coaching Academy private Facebook group. You get that whether you do the free version or whether you do the paid version of the coach training. So let's look at what 3.5 weeks will look like in this training. Week 1 is going to be you, the coach. Session 1, which is going to be on Tuesday nights, we're going to deal with the whole mind, body, and spirit life coach. So here you're going to learn how transformation happens in the lives of people and how to self-coach your own personal transformation before coaching others in their transformation. So here's where we're going to do a lot of self-reflection and a lot of self-introspection to look at where you are in life right now, and are you ready to coach someone else into their transformation, and what does transformation feel like for you before you actually help someone else with their transformation. Also on Tuesday, you'll learn how to become more aware of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions in every situation, in every setting, right? How you view people is going to be how you help them. So you need a really good philosophy of life. You need a really good philosophy about people. What do you think about people? What do you think about, are people capable of change? Can they be motivated? Can they be pushed forward? Can they be successful? What do you think about life? What do you think about yourself as that change agent? How do you see yourself? What do you think about, and what does it mean to you to be a change agent? And how is that going to affect, impact, and influence you as a coach when you're helping other people move forward? So you got to become aware of your own thoughts. You got to become aware of your own feelings and your actions in every situation. If you don't become aware of that, then you'll have a tendency to let your perception, your preconceived ideas about life, about if you're in ministry, about your being in business, being on a job, all of that will interfere with how you coach if you don't redefine it, if it needs to be redefined to the place where it does not interfere with how you serve others. All right, so that's what you're going to. Week 1, we're going to also on Thursday talk about the coach, you the coach, how to release your true potential so that you can serve others. You'll learn connections, your thoughts and experiences. Together you're going to examine how your doubts and your fears are actually robbing you of your confidence. Right? So you have to look at that. Sometimes people, again, as I said, you're sitting on your wealth, you're sitting on your gifts. You haven't stirred them up because you don't have the confidence. So you got to look at your connections, your thoughts and your experiences, bringing them together. And how can you bring them together so you can be confident in knowing that you are the right person that people should talk to, that they should engage with in order to move forward. I want you to know you're a miracle. You'll discover how to tap into your inner strength to help you stretch out of your comfort zone, to take more risk and to live more fully. And living more fully is not just about me, myself, and I. Living more fully also involves in being able to reach up and reach out and help other people succeed in life. And that's what you want the Lord to use you to be able to do, right? So in week 2, we're going to be talking about coaching basics and coaching conversations. Coaching basics. And on Tuesday, you'll learn the basics of life coaching, the life coaching profession, the coaching process, and 2 transformational coaching models. You will learn the essential skills needed to be a great coach. You will also learn and understand what makes people tick. Clearly decipher why people say what they say, do what they do, and respond the way they respond to your words and to your actions. Sometimes as a coach, you'll give people some things to do, right? You'll recommend some things, some strategies, some steps, and they won't do them. And you're sitting back and you're trying to figure out, why didn't you do it? Why didn't you take the steps I told you to take? Had you taken those steps, you'd be further along. So in this session, week 2, you're going to learn about why people do what they do. If you don't understand people, you're going to have a hard time in coaching. They're now beginning in the coaching profession to bring in some psychology theories and principles to help you understand how the mind works, how the emotions work, why people think what they think, why they do what they do, why they say what they say, and why they say one thing and don't do it, right? So they're bringing that into the coaching profession so that you can have a little better understanding about human behavior, and that's very important. If you don't understand human behavior, you're going to struggle as a coach because people will not always do what you tell them to do. They will not always do what they commit to doing. They will not always do what they say they're going to do. So you have to. This will give you a better understanding about people and why they do what they do and why they don't do some of the things that you tell them to do. So, good morning to everybody who's joining. Good morning, Melva. So as we continue on, also session 2 on that Thursday, we're going to be talking about coaching conversations. The coaching conversation should be a dynamic one. That means that conversation should always be moving in a particular direction, right? You're the one that guides and moves the client to their desired goals. They take the necessary action. It's the same thing in ministry. Ministry should be dynamic. It should always be moving people towards spiritual growth, should be moving them towards greater faith. It should be moving them toward a better understanding and knowledge of God. So it's the same thing in the coaching conversation. It should be a dynamic one. So you're going to learn the 5 C's of the diamond coaching conversation and how to effectively navigate a coaching call or a coaching session through each one of these 5 steps or phases of the conversation. On week 3, we're going to be talking about coaching business and coaching programs. So session 1 is going to be the coaching business and so coaching sessions and services. So you're going to learn how to make the most out of each coaching session with your clients. It's important for them to perform an honest self-assessment before they even have their first session. So it's a lot involved in the coaching sessions and what leads to the coaching session, what you do as a coach, what they do as a coaching client. You're going to learn how to structure your coaching sessions, and your coaching plan will determine if your clients will attain their desired goals. So it's a little work involved, but once you learn how to do it, it becomes easy. And once you set it up for whatever type of coaching you're going to do, it's done. It's like set it and forget it. Once you get everything, all your ducks in a row, when you get everything structured just right, you're just waiting on the next client, because it's going to be pretty much the same thing. The goals may be different, but the way you structure your coaching, the way you structure how you want to help people will be the same. The only thing that's uniquely different is the individual person that shows up to work with you. Also in week 3, we're going to be talking about coaching programs. Here's where you let your gift make room for you. Everybody has talents, spiritual gifts and talents, right? Now, we don't all have the same expertise. We don't all have the same knowledge base. We don't all have the same experiences in life, but we're all gifted spiritually with gifts and talents. So you'll learn how to choose the right coaching plan for you, how to use it in what you're going to be doing. Also in week 3, you're going to be talking about coaching programs. You'll learn how um, to position your own unique coaching style with the right rates and fees. You'll learn how to create a signature program, how to do live streams, how to create coaching groups. And again, some people that I coach, they go on and they do it and they don't charge. But if you open it up as a business, business is not about breaking even. Business is about making money. And so if coaching is going to be something that you do as a social service type thing, then you may not necessarily charge people. But you may want to have something that you put together, some type of program or product that you sell to even the people that you're coaching for free, so that you can have some income coming in. When we get back to normal, people are going to need help. And so even if you use your coaching as a social service type opportunity for people, you still may need somewhere for them to come to receive the help that you're going to be offering. So right now we're still virtual with a lot of things because we're just not back to normal yet. So you have to take that into consideration. How am I going to set up this coaching program, these coaching services? Even if I'm not charging for them, I still need to have something that they can purchase, whether it's an ebook, whether it's a manual, a hard manual that I mail to them or ship to them, or when things come back to normal, they can stop by the office and purchase. Is something, right? Because even if you're providing social services to a community, you still need finances to keep that social service organization going. You still need grants, or you need private donations. You need something to keep it moving, to keep it going. So keep that in mind when you think about, hey, I'm not going to charge. Also, we're going to do in week 3.5, if there's such a week, we're going to do practice coaching and coaching labs. So on that Tuesday is practice coaching. So in this session, it's going to be dedicated entirely to practice coaching. You will partner with a fellow coach, and you will practice being the coach, and then you will practice being the client. And usually in those practice sessions, you come with real issues, right? You don't make up anything. You come with something that you really want to be coached on. If you're the coach at that time, the person has a real issue that they want to be coached on. And so it's a safe zone. It's where you begin to develop your coaching conversation skills, and how you and learn how to pay attention to your client, even if it's by phone or if it's virtual with Zoom, which is what we'll be doing. It's a great way in a private setting for you to begin to really practice coaching. And then when you're the coach, we come back, we give you our feedback. It's the same thing as when someone is coaching you, we give the feedback to them as the coach, and what they would like and what you would like as the client. So it's the safe zone, but you definitely don't want to miss this part. You want to practice. I know when I was in seminary at ORU, we had practice preaching, and we had to write a sermon, and we had to get up in front of our classmates in a room that was designed with a podium where it looked like a small church, in a sanctuary, and we had to preach that sermon to our fellow students, classmates. And then when it was over, we got their feedback. They talked about our facial expression. They talked about was our sermon cohesive? Was it understandable? Did it go in a natural flow? Did it make any sense? Did we have eye contact with the people sitting out there were acting as congregation members? Were we clear? Could people understand what we were saying? So we did practice preaching even in seminary. So here we're going to have practice coaching, where you actually practice being the coach and practice being the client, so someone else can be the coach. And then also that week we're going to do what I call coaching labs. This is a bonus session in the coaching lab. This is where you get a special Q&A session along with designing your coaching business or programs on the spot. So by the time we get here, you should have walked through and really brainstormed out exactly the type of coaching you want to do and type of programs you want to at least the first one that you want to get started with, or the type of services you want to offer. So when you come to the coaching lab, right in the coaching lab, if you raise your hand on the Zoom, then guess what? We're going to design it right then and there as much as possible. And so that you won't, once those 3.5 weeks are over, you won't feel overwhelmed. You're going to have a session where we're going to say, what is it you want to do with that? Okay, step one, step two, step three. Consider this pricing this way, and this way. So when we're finished with that, and usually the coaching labs go a little bit longer because I want to give everybody an opportunity to ask questions. So once you come into the, once you sign up and once you sign up for the free training, the first orientation, the onboarding, we'll actually talk about that, and we'll schedule the coaching labs and how long they're going to be. That's only fair. For me to train you and then leave you hanging is not training. Good training is when you can see the work in progress, right? When I can see, we all can, and every training session that people have is not, doesn't afford that opportunity. It depends on what type of training is being done, because sometimes, think about it from your job. You might go through a training, one of them prior trainings or something at a hotel. Well, unless they've changed, you get the information, but you have to go back to work and implement it. This is a little different. So we have a day where you come and let's implement it even more, because you should be implementing it along the way, along the 3.5 weeks. So on the coaching lab is when we come in and say, let's see what you have, let's perfect it, let's tweak it, let's get you going in what it is that you say you want to do with coaching. So once again, in celebrating Black History Month, the Diamond Coaching Academy is offering 3.5 weeks of live Zoom basic life coach training, March 12th through April the 1st, for free. The basic one is for free. You can also register for the free, the basic one with course materials. That's $97. This is Black Helping Blacks. It's for African Americans. I'm excited about it. Again, don't miss this opportunity. The registration link is in this Zoom information. Not Zoom. This live stream information description. So the 2 links are there for you to register. Go take a look. Go back over it again. Come back, maybe watch this, the replay of this, so that you can honestly decide if this is what you want to do. But if you've ever thought about life coaching, if you ever thought about adding coaching to your ministry assignment, if you thought about adding coaching to your profession, and most organizations have some type of coaching that they're doing in their organizations. If you ever thought about advancing on your team at work, where you become the coaching person, you become the trainer, you become the person that has the dialogue and the conversations with team members to move them forward in reaching the goal and completing the assignment. If you ever thought about being a leadership coach in an organization, if your organization actually has a coaching team, you want to be that leadership organization coach, this is a great way to test the waters, to actually see if this is something that you want to add to your resume, want to add to what you are already doing. This is 3.5 weeks of basic training. This will lead you into a full training if you're interested after 3.5 weeks. I like to keep everything upfront and honest with you. This is to bless you, but when we get to closer to the end of the 3 weeks, I'll talk to you a little bit more about the full certification and what's involved with that and what you need to do to be able to do that. But for right now, think about it. It's 3.5 weeks that you can commit to learning more about this and see if this is something that you really want to do. And if you've thought about it and you've looked around and said, hey, you know what? It costs a little money to get trained to be a life coach. Here's a great opportunity for you to step into it for free and get started with it and move and get going, so that you can see whether or not you want to really do this. Most coach training programs, once you're in there, you're in there. There are no refunds. You don't have to go to class if you don't want to. You won't get the certification, and you will not get your money back. And if you're on a payment plan, you're still going to be responsible for the full payment of that certification. So rather, if you're thinking about it before you get started like that, take this golden opportunity. Thank God, praise God. I'm excited to do it for you. Don't mind doing it for you. I love being led by the Spirit of God. Here's a golden opportunity for you to really get in. And when you finish the 3.5 weeks, you'll be certified as a personal development coach. And you can use that in business, in everyday life with people. It just depends on how you want to do it. Some people are relationship coach, divorce recovery coaches. They are addiction recovery coaches. They are life purpose coaches. It doesn't matter how you use it. You just want to make sure that you get the training that you need to get started in it. And this is a golden opportunity to do that. So thank you everybody for joining me and for staying on for these few minutes to learn about this. I'll probably host a watch party for those that weren't able to come on live right now, or I may do this again later tonight and go back over it live again. But you'll see me coming on periodically talking about this. You have until February the 28th to actually sign up for free. That's it. You have until February 28th to sign up for registration. Will close at that point, and then it actually starts with the orientation and onboarding sessions on March 12th. So don't miss the opportunity. Don't take too long to think about it. It's free, and don't just register for free and then don't show up, right? So really, really think about it. Pray about it. Make sure you want to do this. Commit to twice a week for 3.5 weeks. You will not. I can tell you 100%. I'm 100% sure about this. I'm 100% confident about this. You will not be disappointed. I know the gift that God has placed on the inside of me. I know I've handled it, how I've managed it. I know the manifestation of this gift, and I know the outcome of this gift when people apply themselves. So you will not. I'm 100% sure about that. You will not be disappointed, and you will get way more than than you expected in a free training session. So in all humility and humbleness, don't miss this great opportunity to sign up for free. God bless you, everybody. I'll see you on the watch party, or I'll see you tonight if I come back live tonight. But periodically over the course of the next week or so, I'll come on live and I'll actually teach something about coaching, and I still will talk about people signing up for this free opportunity. But I'll give you an opportunity to experience a little bit about coaching. So I'll do a couple of free master classes over the next 2 weeks so that you can get a taste of what it would be like in the Diamond Coaching Academy. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your day. God bless you.